Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Hit the like button if you know what that means.
Oh my god. Happy Janmashtami, World Racer, Sabine and Roger here. Let's celebrate the great Lord Krishna.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to watch Mind-Blowing Secret of Lord Krishna revealed by the great Swami Mukundananda. So I'm really looking forward to this because we love learning about Lord Krishna. If you guys do, thank you so much for joining us.
The Supreme Lord said, "Both you and I have had many births. O Arjun, you have forgotten them, while I remember them all."
We love the Bhagavad Gita.
So Lord Krishna is first of all saying that, Arjun, you have had many births. How many births have we had? Uncountable. We have been in Maya since uncountable lifetimes, and we have wandered from species to species to species. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Krishna bhuli se jeev hoy anadi bahirmukh, atev maya tare de sansare dukh, kabhu swarge uthaye kabhu narke dubaye, dandya jane raja yena nadiya chubaye." You know, kings of old, they had no remorse about torturing people. And the most effective way of torture they would adopt is ducking people in the water, where they feel they are close to death and then release them. Again duck them in the water until the person relents. So this Maya Devi is doing the same to us. It's tormenting us, and then we say, "Oh my God, I can't tolerate anymore. Okay, here's a Rasgulla, little relief." Then again getting tormented. Okay, another Rasgulla, here's a relief. And in the process, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, like that soccer ball goes sometimes forward here in the left wing, then it comes back to the center, then it goes to the right wing, then to the field center. So the soul is sometimes going to Swarg, coming to Mrityulok, going to Narak, going in the various species of life. All of us have had these endless lifetimes. Second point, he says, "Arjun, I have also had innumerable births."
Yes.
Now Bhagavan's birth is the avatar. So there have been innumerable avatars. Somebody says, "I've heard only of 10, Dasavatar Stotram." Somebody says, "I've heard of 24 in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran." Well, actually, this 10 and 24 is a little sample. And Bhagavan's avatar are infinite. Janma karma bhidhanani santi menga sahasrasaha na shakyante nusankhyatu manatvatvan mayapihi. In the Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna tells Raja Muchukund, there are so many avatars of mine, like the waves of the ocean. Who can count them? Like, for example, there is a Yuga avatar. So in every Yuga, there is a Yuga avatar. And in one Mahayug, there are 4, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug. So there are 4 in one Mahayug and 71 Mahayugs in one Manvantar. So multiply 4 by 71, 284. And then there are 14 Manvantars in one day of Brahma. Now start totaling up. In 1 year of Brahma, how many avatars? In Brahma's 100 years, how many avatars? And this is in one cycle of creation. And of one universe like this, there are infinite universes. And the cycles of creation keep on happening. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. So when we say God is big, we don't realize the magnitude of the word big. Because our experience of bigness is limited. So this Bhagavan, possessing infinite opulences, has had infinite avatars. Lord Krishna is saying that, Arjun, we both have had innumerable births, but there is a difference. There is a difference between yours and mine. You don't even remember your own births. I remember all your previous births, and I remember all of mine as well. So this verse establishes the Bhagavata of Sri Krishna. And it also establishes the difference between the Jiva and Bhagavan.
Jiva?
Sometimes people
soul.
say the Jiva itself is Bhagavan. So Sri Krishna is saying, Arjun, there is a difference. You are Alpagya, I am Sarvagya. This Jiva is pervading one body. Bhagavan is pervading Anant Brahmand. What is the knowledge that you possess? You know what you are thinking. But do you know what your neighbor is thinking? You don't know what everybody in this room is thinking. And what is the Sarvagyata of Bhagavan? He knows what each of us is thinking. Not only in this Hilton hotel,
Whoa!
but throughout the state of Maryland, throughout the country of America, all the countries of the world, all the planets of this galaxy, all the galaxies of the universe, all the universes of creation.
Wow.
Not only what we are thinking right now, but what we thought ever since we were born, in our infinite lifetimes. That is Sarvagya, all-knowing. Yah Sarvagya Sarvavidyasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. Mundakopanishad says Bhagavan is Sarvagya and the Jiv is Alpagya, knows little. How little? This word little doesn't describe the minuteness of what we know. Likewise, we can say, I know this, I know that. But in front of the knowledge of Bhagavan, what do we know? So this Bhagavan is Niyamak.
Wow.
He is the implementer of the Niyam, Niyamak. And the Jeev is Niyanta, under the Niyam. He is Dharak, upholder. We are the Dhariman, we are upheld by him. He is Sarvavyapak. We are Vyapt in one body. He is all-knowing. We have limited knowledge. So this verse is establishing the difference between Jeev and Bhagavan. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya has given in his commentary, he says, Ya Vasude Nishwarash Sarvagya Shanka Murkhanam Tam Pariharan Bhagavan Vacha. Imagine what strong words Shankaracharya is using. Murkhanam. Those ignorant people who deny the divinity of Sri Krishna. This verse is cutting that out. There are three kinds of Advaitis. Some of the Advaitis, they accept that Sri Krishna, his form is divine, his name is divine. He is Brahma, Parabrahma. Some Advaitis, they say that Sri Krishna is Maya Vishisht Brahma. That means that Brahma got affected by Maya and became Sri Krishna. And some Advaitis say that all Nam Roop is Mithya. So Sri Krishna's form is also Mithya. But Shankaracharya, the ardent propounder of Gyan Marg and Advaitvad, he is saying, Ya Vasudeve Nishvara Sarvagya Shanka Murkhanam Tam Pariharan Bhagavan Vacha. And in the next verse commentary, he is going to say, Sacha Bhagavan Gyan Aishwarya Shakti Balavirya Tejo Vesada Sampan Trigunatmikam Vaishnavim Swam Maya Mula Prakritim Vashikrita Ajaha Ibhya Bhutanam Ishvaro Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabhavopi San Devaniva Jativa Loka Anugraha Kurvan Iva Lakshyate. I am quoting from the Shankar Bhashya of the Bhagavad Gita. He says that Bhagavan is Sarva Shakti Sampan. So, this soul is tiny and Bhagavan is Sarvagya, and Sri Krishna is explaining the difference between Arjun's birth and his birth. Now in the next verse, he is going to throw light on the nature of his birth.
Lord Krishna, the Infinite One. Thank you, Swamiji. Beautiful.
Yeah, innumerable avatars. So I think that's the big mind-blowing secret. But yeah, if we dive into the nature of creation and everything, and then once you go deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole and you start understanding, multiverses, infinite number of universes, and then the different yugas, and then the cycles of all of the yugas, and then that the avatars coming down every time. He says that whenever there's a degeneration, that he manifests in order to help the mankind come out of that and restore dharma, virtue, right consciousness, on and on and on. Yeah, and he's doing that everywhere, in all of the universes, at all times, right? And then also when you just think about how, so a small aspect of us, and we're being taught to see the divinity, in each other. It's literally the light of consciousness, the light of the divine in me that is capable of seeing the light of the divine in you. It's like, wow, so everything, there's a teaching to that everything is God, but also keeping in mind that there's that separation because we are engrossed in the illusion, the Maya, right? So not to get ahead of ourselves, right? And really practice the teachings of yoga, right? To get out of the delusion, right? So to get out of Maya, right? So that's the goal. So moksha, liberation, salvation, so whatever path we're drawn to, getting out of the trap and then realizing our oneness, right?
Swamiji mentioned 3 views that Advaitis have in regards to Lord Krishna that I think we've never, I never heard of, but have you?
Yeah, no, I'm not even sure I really understand what Swamiji is saying here. So if anybody knows, let us know in the comment section. So my view of Sri Krishna is unlimited, right? And I have studied Advaita Vedanta, non-duality as well. And then there's always, this separation when we identify as any sort of label. Then we get kind of limited in our view of what is acceptable, even though when we're talking about the highest teachings, we're going to have our own intellectual, way of understanding that. So for me, I like to keep it as unlimited as possible, right? So then anything is accepted, right? Because who am I to say that somebody else's view is wrong, right? So we got to keep in mind in this that Swamiji is even saying that we really don't know. The amount of knowledge we have is like a speck, right? So we are not the infinite, all-knowing one, right? So we're very, very limited in what knowledge we have. So to keep that in mind at all times, that even if we adopt a belief system that appears unlimited, because of our conceptual capacity, it still very much is limited. So it's best to hold that in mind, that we really don't know. So you got to go as unlimited as possible, and that's what I do. So then I believe that it's infinite. It's beyond existence and non-existence. It's beyond creation and destruction. It's beyond anything that we can conceive. So is there a realm where Krishna lives in his form and then everything is coming from him? Absolutely. But even non-dually speaking, where does the non-dual reality come from? It could be coming from Sri Krishna, or it could be coming from Para Brahman, and then Sri Krishna manifests from that. So for me, it's unlimited. It could be any situation, right? Because everything ultimately is in our mind, right? So when we understand that our mind is part of the great mind, we're just limited specks and versions of that, and we're trapped in the cycle of rebirth. We're trapped in Maya, and then that's the way that it is. So we got to be like accepting all forms of devotion and accepting all others as their paths are valid, because we're not in any place to judge that or condemn any of it. So it's our duty to practice the teachings and be loving and kind and compassionate and caring, non-judgmental, and then this creates the family connection that the world really needs right now, right?
Hare Krishna, friends. Let us know if you celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. We definitely will on Saturday. Let us know what he means to you. And yeah, may you be blessed by the great Lord.